thanks to the supporters of channel member Rupert Hazel. Remember when you all said I shouldn't sign Damien Paviot? Well, he's currently our highest rated player, got the most assists for the season and most man of the matches for the season, and Real Madrid want him, and he's a 4-star player now, current ability. Kev was right. I'm welcome to Club 4, Part 47 and non-league to legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have a Champions League game against Atletico and a Premier League game against Manchester United. Since you were last with me, it has just been a sea of green, as you can see, winning lots of, let's face it, pretty straightforward Premier League matches. We've made it through with the reserves in the EFL Cup as well. And most notable of all of these results that have happened since we were last together is we went to Atletico and beat them 2-0 at their place. So Champions League group looks like this, 3 games in, 7 points on the board after that slow start against Leipzig. A win here in our home leg against Atletico just about secures us a spot in the knockout rounds with 2 games to go. So that is looking very pleasant. Premier League looks like this. Breakaway group of us and Manchester City. Once again, as you'd expect, Liverpool and Chelsea lurking somewhere behind us. And after in yesterday's episode questioning why the game thought Pedro Luis was scoring loads of goals when he hadn't been, Pedro Luis decided to save Football Manager's face and has started scoring loads of goals and is now the 3rd top scorer in the Premier League again. 7 goals in 10 games this season, but they've been grouped together quite recently. He's actually outscoring Delgado this season whilst playing as the deeper of the two. Perhaps he's the best striker we've got, even though the media will have you believe Delgado is the best player in the Premier League. He is pretty good. I remember what I was saying before about Paviot in the intro. Look at him. He's everywhere on here. He's there. He's everywhere. And he's wanted by Real Madrid. So, and he's a World Cup winner. So things are going quite well for Damien Paviot since arriving from Inter Milan. I love being right. Right, this is the team for the Atletico game. We've got Hoyenhal in goal. Back four of Eranua, Dinamarco, Fernandez and Paviot. Navarro at the base of the midfield. Bindi and Tippel ahead of him. And then Schultz behind Pedro Luis and Delgado. I just want to focus in on Rodrigo Dinamarco for a minute because I really like him. Expected him to come in as a backup player for us. I know 56 million is a lot for a backup player. He's just slotted straight in. He's higher at the pecking order than Caio Caesar for me now. Even though Caesar obviously has got a broken leg at the moment, so we can't actually test that theory just yet. But he's slotted right in as if he's been here for years. Love having Brazilian defenders knocking around the place, and especially when they're homegrown in England, like Dinamarco is, because he was presumably I guess he went to Brentford when he was 18 years old. So excellent scouting from Brentford, and they've provided us with a very useful player who's slotted straight into our Champions League defence, which is very nice indeed. Eranua here on the left-hand side, playing it back to Tippel, and then all the way across to Navarro, who has the shot from the edge of the area, and it whistles wide. A little bit unfortunate there that we weren't able to take an early lead. We got ourselves into a pretty decent position. Navarro, once again, though, in a big game. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to pick on him. Be nice to him. He's getting the nod today because we can't play Tonali week in, week out because he's an old man. So Navarro gets to play today. And, well, he did miss. Would Tonali have missed? I don't think Tonali scored for us at all yet. So, yes, he probably would have done. Bindi playing it into Delgado. Suspicion of offside there, but it hasn't been called back. So I'm assuming at this point it's not being given as an offside. Eranua has been fouled there. Referee, send that man off. That was a violent assault on my left back, which apparently is going largely unpunished. They got a free kick, but nothing more came from it. We didn't even get to see the highlight from the free kick, and Hoyenhal is there at the other end of the pitch to collect the ball nice and comfortably and hopefully distribute it somewhere useful so we can go and grab a goal at the other end. Fernandez running the ball out of defence the way he does so often. He's really becoming a very, very good player as well. I mean, let's face it, they're all very good players. I love this team. I love all of them. Delgado is in. He can't do it as well as Pedro Luis can. We've seen him try that a few times now since he's been here. And I know he scores a stupid amount of goals just in general. But that particular finish, that's Pedro Luis's finish. And was that Dinamarco? Was that Fernandez? One of them has just had a header go just wide of that far post. And there was somebody there following in as well, who was a little bit unlucky not to get a touch on it and force it into the back of the net. Remains 0-0. We are knocking on the door, though, although it's currently Atletico with a highlight. That's got to be offside. It doesn't matter anyway, because we've got Hoyenhal in goal. And everyone knows Hoyenhal is unbeatable, which is a dangerous thing to say when the opposition are taking a corner. Emil Smith-Rowe. I'm assuming it's Emil Smith-Rowe. It's not a different Smith-Rowe who's emerged here in the future at Atletico. It is Emil Smith-Rowe playing for Atletico Madrid, which is fine, I guess. Is that Ben White as well? So Ben White and Emil Smith-Rowe both playing for Atletico Madrid in the future. They're just taking over some Arsenal young players, apparently. They're probably quite old now because we're so far in the future. What we do need is a goal because we're into the second half. And, I mean, we would have taken 4 points against Atletico when this group was drawn. But now we've got ourselves into this strong position where a win just about gets us through. It'll just about win us the group as well. It won't be mathematically there, but it'll be just about there. We'd really quite like this win, please. Erenur is tiring. Tippel is tiring. Schultz and Pedro Luis, they're all getting a bit tired now. We need to freshen things up a little bit and see if we can have one last push over the finish line. Schultz's very slow start to the season continues. I might put Bindi up into that position behind the front two just to give him the opportunity to play there. He's not really had much of a go in that role just yet. We're going to bring on Max Aarons to play right back, and Sione can come on up front to see if he can offer something a little bit different to the attack. We're going to encourage the boys again and hope that we can get a breakthrough. Look at those match stats. It is a travesty. They've come here with a flat back six, just decided to defend. We've been just constantly at them, and they haven't kept us out. There's Fernandez. I love the fact that he's giving it that as he's running off, celebrating the goal. Poor old Atletico. They came here to do a job. They nearly did it. We're just too good for them, though. I mean, I know it's come from a corner, a near post corner at that, but I don't care. Look at those match stats and tell me we don't deserve to be ahead in this game with 2 minutes to go. We should be 3 or 4 goals up. Aarons playing it back to Shepherd. Cross comes in. Tippel is there, and there's the second one. Oh, we've broken the seal. Norwich 2, Atletico 0, and it's still not even as much as we deserve. We've been great, and we're actually finally getting a little bit of reward to show for it at the end of this match. Shepherd with a cross. Tippel is there to nod home, as we've seen him do so many times before, and that is a much better storyline, better scoreline is what I was trying to say. A much better scoreline than we thought we might end up with when we were making those substitutions. So the Champions League group now, Herta's just scored 9 goals, I've just seen. I don't even know who they were playing. Yeah, we are, there we go. We are officially qualified because of the head-to-head we've got over Atletico. We've beaten them twice. So now we play Standard, we play Leipzig, and we're just effectively a win over Leipzig away from topping the group. Who do we play next? Oh, it's Standard. So we play Leipzig. So we'll do Leipzig and Chelsea tomorrow to wrap up the group and hopefully finish top of it for the second year in a row, which will be very pleasant. It's all coming together, this Champions League, Lark. Let's carry that form over into the Premier League in this game against Manchester United. Well, there you are, boys and girls. The Goal 50 2034 best player in the world is Sergio Delgado. We've got the best player in the world. That is awesome. Who else have we got on here? Sione is the only other one who's in the top 50. He's the 31st best player in the world. Maybe we should be playing him ahead of Pedro Luis. We absolutely shouldn't be playing him ahead of Pedro Luis. But it's interesting that he got in the top 50 and Pedro Luis didn't. Dario, the Manchester City defender we highlighted a few episodes back, is in there. Some guy called Erling Haaland is in there as well, to see if there's any other. I don't usually show this, but it's interesting to see, because we've got the winner, who the key names are. What are we, 13 years into the future? There's still quite a few real life players making it. They're the names you'd expect to see, the wonder kids from right at the start of the game. I'm just seeing if there's anyone else that we've come across throughout the save that you would expect to see there. I'm quite surprised at the absence of Pedro Luis. But, I mean, it's quite an impressive looking list, really. All in. There you have it. The best player in the world plays for Norwich. Does that go on to his accolades? Or is that not considered? I don't think that's considered an accolade. Best player in the world. So as ever, coming off the back of a Champions League game, the main job here is to protect the tired little legs. So Paviot, Tipple, Bindi, Fernandez, Erenur, all tired little legs and are going to be missing out on this one. So Mura comes back in. Caio Caesar, who is now fit again, can come back into the team and play alongside Dinamarco with Romero as the other defender in there. Tonali can come back in midfield, play alongside Shepherd. And because they just seem like they're always fit, that guarantees one of them's going to get injured. Now the front three can remain unchanged as usual. It's the advantage of them all being quite young and having high natural fitness. Just in case the Football Manager fate was listening to what I was saying just there, I would like to point out I wasn't goading you into injuring one or more of my front three. I was just making the point that they don't need resting very often. Yes, I understand they're susceptible to injury. You don't have to prove that to me. Please and thank you. Fingers crossed I've dug myself out of a hole there, but I've played this game long enough now to know that now that I've said it, now that I've noticed it, one of them's doing their cruciate ligaments, and it'll probably be more than one. We're going to end up with Sione and Yedro in the team for the rest of the season. Oh my word, that is some questionable defending from Dinamarco, who I was talking about quite positively before, but he has he's not handled that very well at all. And Manchester United seem to be copying my idea, and they've got a Delgado of their own up front, it seems. Makoko is the one who we managed to nick the ball away from, and then Manchester Delgado, who looks like he's actually coming off the left-hand side, but he's grabbed the goal for them to put United in the lead early on, which is not what we need when Manchester City are looking so impressive this season and are already accumulating rather a lot of points at the top of this table. Although, to be fair, our priority is the Champions League this year. We do still want to win the Premier League again, because why wouldn't we? That's got to be offside. He's basically stood on the goal line as he heads that in. If that's not offside, I have to question what my defenders are up to there. For him to be in that position and still onside should be challenging. It has been given. Right, let's have a look at it from the other angle then. Work out what's gone on here. Let's zoom out a little bit. I mean, are we getting the lines, referee? Director, whoever would show me the lines for a tight offside. Here's the lines. I mean, I guess I'll allow it. 2-0 to Manchester United. This is not okay. We're going to go attacking. We're demanding more now. We have had to rotate quite a lot off the back of the Champions League game. But we've kind of, I think I've gone more than a year now about mentioning Champions League hangovers. So I don't think we can blame Champions League hangover. I think it probably, the thing that's to blame here is 5 changes going into a game away against Manchester United. We might have underestimated them a smidgen. Maybe we should have gone a little stronger, even though some of these players were tiring. I don't know. Second guessing myself. All we know is we should be getting back into this game. We're demanding more again. Let's give ourselves the opportunity to get back into the game, although it is them on the attack again, with our former player, Michele, still in their team at left back. Caio Caesar has go. We need to keep an eye on him. This is his first game back after his broken leg that he suffered in the summer. And Romero playing it down the right side. That's a good ball for Delgado to run onto. Tries to play it back to Romero, but it's a terrible pass and it's intercepted. And now Romero is chasing around, trying to win the ball back, but unfortunately not having a lot of joy. And they've played Makoko in again here. And luckily this time, Hoyenhal is more than up to the task. He rolls it out to Dinamarco. The highlight ends. And now we're looking at Sheffield United, who are 2-1 down at home against Manchester City at the moment, hoping they're going to do us a favour. They're not, because it's just gone 3-1 to Man City. And I think we probably... I mean, let me know in the comments. Should I have done more changes? Did I not do enough changes? What on earth is wrong with Colin Schultz this season? He's playing the exact same role he was playing last year, but for whatever reason, he can't do it anymore, and I don't know why. We're going to change the whole front three. I think we probably should have made at least one change to the attack before this game. although they weren't like their hearts weren't moving down, they weren't tired. Maybe just keeping it fresh up there would have been a good idea, but we're just not showing any gumption, not showing any desire to get back into this match, which leaves Manchester City 4 points clear at the top of the table. And Romero's done well to win the ball back there. Tonali with the effort from range. And, I mean, we questioned it before. Would Tonali have missed the way Navarro missed? Now we know. He's had a very similar chance, albeit from a little further out, but Tonali missing as well. And this has been quite poor from us today. Dinamarco winning the ball back, trying to make up for his earlier mistake. Tonali, I don't even know what he's trying to do there, but it's ended up with Yedro. Now Shepherd trying, I mean, it looked like he was running through treacle, trying to get onto the end of the ball there. And I don't know, we've just, after playing so well against Atletico, we have been really disappointing here against Manchester United. There is still work to do, boys and girls. Oh my word. Mura's just tackled waist high and deservedly got himself sent off, and probably going to be picking up a ban to go with it as well. Caesar's going to have to go out at left back for the last few minutes. Navarro playing centre back, despite not being able to play centre back. And we're now at the point where if we manage to keep it to 2-0, I guess that's quite good in the circumstances. They're in again here. Oh my God, we are self-combusting. It's a penalty, probably a second yellow for Romero. So we might be getting a red card and a penalty combined here. Unless the ref's being lovely and generous with the double jeopardy thing. Because for a second, no, there is the second yellow. There is the second red card. And it really has just gone wrong now. It has all gone wrong. Oh, dear. And United to go 3-0 up against our 9 men. This has been one of our poorer performances in a long time. Mokoko's already got 13 goals for the season for Manchester United. Delgado's way behind that in his attempt to defend his golden boot. And United are still coming at us, as you'd imagine. We're down to 9 men. We've got 2 midfielders playing in our defence, with 2 defenders being sent off, and there is number 4. And it's not been a good day. Oh, is it over now? I don't want to see the replay. Oh, that was poor. This is going to be players refunding to the fans, hopefully, specifically the 2 that got themselves sent off. Mura more than Romero. Romero, it's just one of those things. It's a second yellow card. Mura was just a wild man challenge. Now we've got 2 suspensions to 2 defenders. We've just conceded 4 goals in a Premier League game for the first time in years, and we're 4 points behind Manchester City now. This episode hasn't ended in the rosy fashion it began. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.